Viktor Gyokeres full focus at Arsenal, and this is really an exciting story that you guys will obviously get to understand about Viktor Gyokeres. I'm obviously going to be letting you know a lot about his hopes of really winning the award that really went ahead to win. I think it was on the was it this week, right? It's all about the Gerd trophy, and he won it at the Ballon d'Or because no one went ahead to score more goals than him in Europe, and he was given that award as the player. But he did all this at Sporting Lisbon, and that's why he's trying to write his new chapter at the club of Arsenal. And by the way, it really makes a lot of sense if at all you're coming through and really win this award at Arsenal, and that's what the chapter of the guy known as Gyokeres is all about. Now, let's smash the like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And let's continue to subscribe to this channel and see to it that we hit 28,000 subscribers in there for you. Now, the player in Viktor Gyokeres was all finished 15th in the Ballon d'Or race, and he really went ahead to win what we call the award. Sorry, the Gerd. The Gerd award went ahead to obviously go in for Viktor Gyokeres. And Gerd trophy, previously known as a Striker of the Year for Best Striker award in its first edition, is a football award presented annually by a French football magazine in there for you. And obviously, he really went ahead to win it because of the very many goals that he went ahead to accumulate in there for you. And the highest scoring footballer in Europe is given this award. I think Europe and national teams, you understand, into that season is obviously given that award. And guess who took it this time round? It was none other than Arsenal's Viktor Gyokeres. But all this came in through as a contribution from what he did at the club of Arsenal. You understand? Now, from there, let's obviously get to what Viktor Gyokeres had to say about this award. To be able to stand here is amazing. I was always hungry for goals. It's honor to receive Best Striker award. It's been a lot tough moment, but still I stand here. And now I start a new stage in my career at Arsenal, create some special memories. Now, we won't talk about how he has gone ahead to suffer because we know how he suffered when he was really forcing to obviously come and join a club known as Arsenal. We all know that. It's not news. But what's the news is him starting his career, him starting his new stage at the club of Arsenal to obviously coming through and really put in a very huge shift. By the way, if you're at Sporting Lisbon and you manage to score such a number of goals, if you come in at a club like Arsenal that really has better quality players, you obviously have to understand that a lot has to obviously go your way if chances really get created for you. Now, Viktor Gyokeres is a striker that came in through in the summer of 2025, and he has gone ahead to obviously have a very good start of his career. As we speak right now, he has so far scored 3 goals in the Premier League, 0 goals in the 0 goals into the Champions League with 1 game played, and 0 goals into the Carabao Cup with 1 game played. The bit of all this is that he's still in these tournaments and they've not gone ahead to obviously see themselves get knocked out of this tournament. You understand? So the club of Arsenal is seriously vying for such trophies, and they want to see to it that they really do the needful and really put in a very huge shift altogether. And I want to let you know that with 5 games played, he has 3 goals. In the Premier League, as I told you, that who am I really pointing on to obviously be one of the best forwards in the Premier League in as far as scoring goals are really concerned? I mentioned Erling Haaland and Viktor Gyokeres. And on the list so far, Haaland has not gone ahead to shame me. In 6 games, Haaland has 8 goals. And the next player is Antonio Semenyo and Igor Thiago. They are really having 4 plus 8 on Anthony. They are really having 4, and the rest are really having 3. And Viktor Gyokeres is having 3 goals. But remember, Arsenal is playing Newcastle today, meaning that Gyokeres can come in through and obviously put in a very huge shift altogether and really maybe score a brace and maybe close down. But all I know is that Haaland went ahead to score a goal. Yes, he scored a brace yesterday because he had 6 goals. And now he has a game in hand. And today, Viktor Gyokeres comes into action to obviously feature a club known as Arsenal. And Newcastle. He's one of those that I think will come up and obviously put out a show, according to me. And he's obviously going to be on the score sheet. That's what I'm really feeling about a player known as Viktor Gyokeres. He's obviously going to be onto the score sheet, you know. And with Bukayo Saka coming back, by the way, you obviously understand that Arsenal is now having another player who can obviously be focused on. You know, when you're really having very many players who really still pose attention, then you at least have ways to obviously get something in the back of the net. And Viktor Gyokeres has been a center of attraction as Bukayo Saka has been out. But when Bukayo Saka comes, you're having a Belechi Eze, and Martin Odegaard is also one of those that the manager told us has gone ahead to recover. You obviously understand that maybe a lot can go into your direction and a lot of things can do the needful. You understand? So, as it stands, a lot has been really done around this striker, and we all know to it that he can really get back into that scoring form that we all want him to be in. Not so? So, at Arsenal, he can really win this trophy again. That is it. And he can win the Ballon d'Or. By the way, there is the way God does his stuff. You understand? Even if he scored all those goals with the team known as, even if he scores all those goals with the team known as Sporting Lisbon, it was hard for him to win the Ballon d'Or because Sporting Lisbon cannot win the Champions League. Sporting Lisbon cannot really win a trophy that can see him win a Ballon d'Or. Sweden is not at that level. And the only thing that can see him really lift the Ballon d'Or is to come at a club that can win the Champions League and maybe win the league, like the Premier League. You know? And I tell you, if Arsenal wins the Premier League and the Champions League, Gyokeres will obviously have a very huge hand in who is obviously going to be the Ballon d'Or winner. And this is where Saka really gets a problem, because last season I told you that Saka has to work hard to see to it that Arsenal wins a Champions League or a Premier League. Because if they won the Champions League, he really had a very huge chance to step on the podium. But that chance is blown out now. However good Bukayo Saka is going to be, if Gyokeres comes in and really scores very many goals, you know, because Saka hasn't gone ahead to score even 20 goals in the Premier League. But I tell you, Gyokeres is a man who will score those 20 goals this season. In the Champions League, he hasn't obviously gone ahead to open up his account, but I know he'll open it up very soon, meaning that every season, this lad will outscore Saka, you know. And Gyokeres, if he leads Arsenal to the victories of the Champions League and the Premier League, he will be the Ballon d'Or winner, meaning that he now stands a very huge chance to win a Ballon d'Or ahead of Saka, a man that has gone ahead to put in a lot, you know, into his Arsenal career. But I think he'll always stay the star boy of Arsenal, but the chances of him winning a Ballon d'Or are really shrinking. And the other problem is that injuries have now gone ahead to catch up on him. You know, with just 2 games played this season, he was already sidelined, and he returned on the weekend of the playing Man City. That is last weekend. So that's what I had for you about Viktor Gyokeres, and he now opens up his chapter at Arsenal, and he's looking forward to making ends meet at the club of Arsenal. And the big question that I leave behind is, do you think Viktor Gyokeres will come up and obviously be that man to obviously win this award again and lead Arsenal to really winning the Champions League? And if Arsenal wins the Champions League and the Premier League, who do you think should be given the Ballon d'Or? Is it Bukayo Saka or Viktor Gyokeres, provided all have gone ahead to perform very well?